And this is the Airframe Pro from Icon. I'm Jim.
I'm Duke.
And this
is Moto Gear Review. Airframe Pro from Icon. Take one.
So Duke here has been using this helmet for roughly the past year and a half. How many miles have you put on this bad boy?
A lot of miles. I put, I don't know, 7,113 if my my count's accurate.
A rough estimate, of course. So a helmet like this, you can kind of look at it, but who is this lid made for? And like, what's the purpose of this thing?
This helmet is marketed towards sport bike riders. You go look on Icon's website, you'll see like a Ninja, nice green Ninja actually to match this helmet. This is the Outbreak helmet design. Sport bike riders though, mostly designed and marketed towards sport bike riders. This thing breathes really well, so it's mostly for warmer weather. If you're riding really cold weather, you probably don't want to use it.
And you've put it through its paces in all kinds of weather.
Oh, yeah.
So let's run through the specs really quick so we can get to the good stuff.
This shell is a fiberglass FRP is how they list it. Fiberglass FRP, the FRP is fiberglass reinforced plastic. So this is fiberglass reinforced plastic. Although you'll see online, it'll say fiberglass FRP. Just to make that clear, it's a plastic helmet.
There's a big weight difference too in full fiberglass lids versus plastic lids.
Huge.
So keep that in mind.
Right. It's got a removable 5-piece Hydra Dry, their trademark name, Hydra Dry liner, so it's removable. This one is an extra large. I normally wear a large.
As do I.
Rarely in helmets do I wear an extra large. And I actually thought this was a large. Anyways, it fits tight. It fits tight. Jim tried it on and he agrees. It should be the fitment of like a medium, but it's marked as an extra large. Mm-hmm. So that's for fitment. Safety, we've got DOT, ECE 2206 and PSC for Japan safety ratings on this helmet. Other features about this helmet, it has a visor lock pin right here on the left. Keep the face shield down when you're going fast. Has tool-free face shield removal. So here on each side, you've got little pins. You pull them back, face shield pops off. It came with, where are you? Come here. A tinted face shield and a chin curtain.
Which is a nice touch. I do like included face shields. I will say that.
Has 9 intake ports and 7 exhausts. So you've got like 4 marked here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the intake, and then a bunch of exhaust ports here, and here. And somewhere over there too.
There's a lot. So now that that's out of the way.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not out of the way. Money is a thing.
Yeah,
it is.
That's right.
Right.
How much did you pay for it?
I got a sweet deal. They messed up my KTM when it was getting fixed, and they ended up giving me store credit. But really, I still paid $390 plus the tax in store for it. Mm-hmm. It was the same online, and I figured, hey, buy locally. Cool. Anyways, $390 plus tax, and this is April 2025.
So it's not a cheap helmet.
I bought it, I don't know, a year and a half ago. Definitely not a cheap lid.
Yeah.
Nowhere, not on the low end of price scale.
Right.
Definitely not.
So it's like your intermediate level, I would say.
Yeah.
So let's run us through some of the things that you like about the lid. What have you noticed in the past year and a half that has stood out as like some good stuff?
The reason I wanted this, for one, it looked freaking awesome.
It does look really cool. In person, the graphics are awesome. We'll get close up to that.
It grabbed my attention, and it came in a Texas edition. I really wanted the Texas one. I think it's called Tejas Libre or something. Mm-hmm. And I was on the fence between that one and this one because green's kind of I feel drawn to green. So it comes in a huge array of designs that are really cool looking, and I was kind of tired of the boring, lame, like just
Black, white,
gray,
yeah,
gray. And I did that for years. So having like really cool design options and a cool looking lid all together, it was really attractive. It breathes too, and that was my second thing. Is I ride ADV, I ride KTM 790. It's right there behind the camera, and I go off road quite a bit. And as much as I hate sucking dust into my face, because that's what happens when you follow other people, I also really liked cooling and staying cool. So having that airflow that this markets and it provides was a big deal to me.
Okay.
I really appreciated that.
and you're moving at much lower speeds off-road than you are compared to what this is marketed for sport bikes. So if you're only going 30 to 50 or sometimes slower through some really technical stuff, you're going to need to move as much air as possible. So it does a good job at that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So what else?
It comes with a chin curtain and a face shield, as I showed you before. Now, at first I was like, oh, that's just garbage. I'm going to get rid of it. You know what? I just put it in the little sack that the helmet came with. I hung it on the wall, and I didn't think anything of it. And then one day came, and I was like, man, it's really bright outside. I want to switch my face shield. And I did, and I was like, I really like having this. I didn't think much about it at first, but then after having it, I was like, man, this is really nice because face shields get all scratched up. You wipe them a bunch of times, especially if it gets rainy. You get all dusty. You get mud flung up on it. Like it gets
rocks when you're sitting behind somebody. You get roost kicked up.
Yeah, man. So they get messed up. And over the years, I never end up buying another one. I just deal with all the And so having a backup one that's nice and clean and fresh, it was nice. It was definitely on my list of things I appreciate. But I didn't know that until I experienced it.
Yeah.
Something else they did was cut out the, and most helmets are doing, manufacturers are doing this, the cutouts for the Cardo or the Sena, your headset where your speakers go in. It was already like kind of inset there for those. And that was really nice. So you don't end up with that, pressure against your ears. I don't have that. It was just when I was installing the Cardo, it's like, this helmet's clearly set up for putting some comms into it. And
now, I know it said it has a 5-piece liner. Did you find the install any easier or harder because there were more pieces than usual to take in or out?
No, it's about the same as every other helmet I've done. Yeah. So not much different as far as the liner pieces go. But speaking of the liner, the stuff is so soft. It's really soft, like touching you.
It's like suede.
It is, yeah. It's
Super,
like
super smooth.
micro suede. That's
yes. Yep.
Like microfiber, but like suede. So
yeah, it is. It does feel. It's nice to the touch, and it doesn't feel terrible on you either. It's not rough or anything like that. It is a soft outside.
Right. So
liner.
that's the thing.
We'll say that.
So it's firm too. The pads are firm. So some helmets, the padding is, whether the outside layer is soft or not, the padding is like nice and cushy, like you're laying on a couch. These are like, I'm here, I'm not gonna have much give. There's not much give to them.
What it reminds me of is like a mattress topper that you put on to make it firmer.
Yeah.
This is what it feels like because I have one on my bed. And that's almost exactly the stiffness that it feels like. So it is not a very forgiving material, or the padding inside.
But that actually leads us into the bad stuff.
Hit them. What are the downsides?
Talking about those pads, when you're riding all day, like if you go ADV riding, you're constantly on and off with the helmet. You stop for food, you stop for gas, you stop for bathroom. You're riding all day. Snacks, yes. Gotta stop for snacks.
Oh, it's snack time. Oh, yeah.
All those little moments you stop, and every time, because the helmet fits a little bit small, those pads are stiff. You take it on and off. After a day, your face is like just burning because the pads are just scraping the crap out of you.
Yeah.
There's no like relief when you're... So that was something that bothered me, but wasn't like a huge deal breaker. The other thing is I didn't buy this with the intention of riding sport bikes. I didn't know that I was going to get a Hayabusa when I bought this, but I now own one, and this helmet is geared towards sport riders.
Marketed specifically for somebody in an aggressive riding position.
This whole back piece looks like they made a cutout so that it can kind of fit around your neck as you go into a tuck and you're looking down the road. It doesn't work. All this like extra material back here that kind of comes down lower than other helmets, it doesn't work out for sport bike riders. I can't like go into a full tuck and actually see the road. The road is like at the very edge of the visor, and it's killing my neck. Like I'm fighting it. So I don't wear this anymore when I ride my sport bike. However, if you're riding an upright bike, naked or a cafe, or I like to wear this with my Harley actually.
Yeah. Or sport touring, something, anything that's not
anything that
aggressive.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It works out. So it's for those guys, but not for who they're marketing to, which really bothers me. The face shield lock on this, not so attractive. At first I was like, you know what? So what? It's not the best I've had. Let me give it a shot. You know, I'm open-minded. And it worked for a while. And then every now and again, I've run into this where I'm trying to close it and it just fights me. And I end up having to like just move it around a little bit and then pull it back down. And sometimes I've even tried to like pull it out and down. And it became a real pain. You know, 5 out of 6 times it works and 1 out of 6 it don't.
But that 1 out of 6, if you're going down the road and you're just trying to,
it's just a super obnoxious.
Yeah.
I hadn't really tested this helmet with speed, so I'll just be straight with you. I can't really attest to whether this works well for actually like preventing the lid from being blown open. I'll just be honest about that. Something else I didn't like. The face shield gears here on the sides. They were dry and crusty and did not want to work well. And then one day I got this bright idea to put some lubricant in there. And man, they work so much better after they're lubricated. So if you have any helmet, actually, and tell them, Jim.
So I have a Shoei RF 1400, and I've never had to grease the hinges on the gears in mine. And it is really stiff. So I'm going to take his idea and I'm going to go home and do that tonight. But it is unfortunate, especially if they don't tell you, hey, you got to do this.
Yes.
Like this is part of the, maybe a break-in process or before you ride kind of thing,
And I just bought an AGV, which is super nice. And that helmet comes with a little bottle of lube and directions. It says to lube the gear mechanism. I was like, no way. That's so cool.
So you say, thank you, grazie.
So that's something else I didn't like. Those gears are just rough. Lubricate them, they'll be fine. The vents don't control the airflow well either. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here, like open and closed vents. If it's really cold outside and you open those, you can feel more cold coming in. But the reality is this helmet breathes extremely well all the time. All the time. I even wear a neck gaiter and I'll like tuck it up around my cheeks and then put my strap, my chin strap on. And even that isn't enough to stop the amount of air that flows through this helmet. Which is a good thing when it's warm. When it's freezing outside, like riding in 30-degree weather, you don't want it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. I did it like twice and it sucks. So you can't really control the airflow. There's no control with the vents that you would think you would get. And the biggest thing happened from day one that I really hoped would just break in and never happened is the fitment, is the pads inside this helmet. They crush my jaw. This is an extra large. I normally wear a large. And after 30, 45 minutes, I've got a lot of pain in my jaw because it's just like squeezing my head.
And you have a narrower head than I do.
Yeah.
And
You got that box head.
you know, yeah, I have the, you know, the Peruvian square noggin for sure. But this thing is marketed as fitting 60 to 61 centimeter circumference of your head. I measured my head at 59 and a half. I'm always a large, and they're usually 59 to 60 centimeters. And this thing squeezes the crap out of my face, my head. Everything is so tight. So if for some reason you still feel like buying this lid after seeing this review, just note it does run extremely small. I would probably jump to a 2X.
The problem with that, though, is then it becomes loose. And if the pads had more give in them, I think you could wear an extra large and it would break in or it would fit well. But because of that stiffness of the pads, that firmness, I wouldn't call them stiff, but they're firm. You just don't get that same break-in ability.
And you're way past the point where the pads should have broken in and conformed to your head shape.
Way past. I've put many thousands on this.
Yeah, I mean, a couple 100 miles is more than enough for a helmet to adapt to your head. And the fact that this hasn't done that so far is strange and unfortunate.
It's kind of weird, too. When I pull it off, my mouth just like rushes with saliva, like just gets filled with saliva because it's like, I guess, holding all of my saliva glands from
like
flowing.
crushing everything.
Yeah, like nothing flows. So that's all the downside, all the bad stuff for this helmet.
That's unfortunate because, I mean, it is a really good looking lid. And I was looking forward to it when you said you got it because I was like, yeah, he loves Icon stuff.
I do. I'm a big fan of Icon stuff.
Always had good experience with Icon. So, you know, kind of missed the mark on this one.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell the people what they can do to help us out real quick?
Well, if you made it this far in the video, a like to the video, and maybe subscribe to the channel if you want to see more reviews like this. And if you want to know about helmets, jackets, pants, gear before you buy it, go down there, hit us up in the comments, let us know what gear you're looking at. We'll buy it, we'll wear it, ride it for 1,000 miles, and then make another review like this just for you, so you don't have to spend the $390 plus the tax, talking like $430 on something just to figure out that it squeezes your face and gives you headaches.
You know, and here at Moto Gear Review, we want to give you guys our honest opinions. You know, we're not sponsored by anybody. Nobody's paying us to review their items or anything. These are all things that we purchased with our own money, and we're going to be upfront about it. And it's an unfortunate day here at MGR when our wise money. All right, ladies. So, you know, it is an unfortunate day here when we get something that's just not good.
Just not
so I feel like I don't even have to ask this question. But would you buy it again, or is it buy to the Icon Airframe Pro?
Definitely. Adios! Wouldn't recommend it for anybody. It just ain't it. It ain't it. There's a lot better options, and I love Icon. I love a lot of their gear and things what they're producing, but this helmet ain't one of them. As cool as it looks. As cool as they all look, man. They have
really cool graphics and stuff. I'm always tempted, but the ones that I like, they don't fit my head shape, so won't ever be happening. But does that do it? That for everything on the Airframe Pro.
That's it, man.
Kaput. All right, well, this has been a Moto Gear review of the Airframe Pro from Icon. As always, I'm Jim.
I'm Duke.
Ride safe.
Nah, live free, ride hard.
Just ride.
Let's get this back on.
The lid?
Yeah. Let me pull these out. Try to help me get this back on.
Mike, check my check. Check my cack. Oh, that's recording, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, what's up? We're good. We're just running through everything. He's drinking. He's drunk. Might as well be drunk. Look at him. Back that ass up.
For
Primarily
sport
designed for sport bike riders.
Even
We
though
got to do an accent shoot one
now
day.
it's a lot. Of
No,
nonsense,
it's
so.
definitely on my bad list.
Yeah.
Like, I will not buy another one of these. Probably not even buy another Icon helmet. Unless you guys want me to. Then it might be, you know, just for you guys.
He can buy the Icons. I'll buy an X15 from Shoei,
And I'll just keep buying AGVs.
and then I'll be divorced, so I'll have way more time to do.
That's all right.
You spent $1,500 on a fucking. Like, we're not paid by any company to do anything.
Yeah, we're not bought.
And we will give you, and we will never be.
Bought?
Unless Revit is like, hey. Then we'll never do a Revit review again. All right. You
That's
didn't
better.
even feel that because it's so well padded.
Yeah, padded.
Yeah.